Before we get into the video, here's a quick shout out to Oyoa.com, our sponsor. If you don't want to grind for items, runes, and you want armor real quick, then you can get it from these stalwart champions. And by using the code in the description, you can get 3% off. Remember, Guru. Greetings, Elden Ring Guru here, and here are 10 all-powerful colossal swords in the game that you're going to want to wield yourself. Behold the Troll's Knight Sword. You can find it at the Caria Manor, dropped coincidentally by a Troll Knight when you kill it. You can find this filthy troll close to the manor upper level grey site, and he has a few friends with him, so come prepared. The stats required for the weapon are 20 strength, 14 dexterity, and 18 intelligence. It is embedded with a blue glintstone, and was given to the trolls who serve the royal family of Caria, the loyal trolls. It comes with the Troll's Roar skill, at a cost of 22 FP per use. It pushes enemies away from you, leaving them open to an attack. This skill cannot be swapped for a custom Ash of War. Next up is the Grafted Blade Greatsword, which you can find at Castle Morn in the Weeping Peninsula. It is a reward for killing the boss, Lion-O Misbegotten. To wield the weapon effectively, you will need 40 strength and 14 dexterity. The description reads, "The storied sword of Castle Morn, a revenger's weapon. It is burdened with oceans of anger and regret. It comes with the Oath of Vengeance skill, which cannot be changed. It buffs all your stats by 50 points as well as improving your poise. The buff lasts for 30 seconds and costs 20 FP. Next we have simply the Greatsword. You can find it close to the Calum Ruins Site of Grace, inside a carriage. Clearly a homage to Guts' famous weapon from the Berserk manga. The requirements for it are 31 strength and 12 dexterity. It's a coarse iron lump of an ultra great sword, and mows down foes by utilizing its incredible weight, though handling it lightly requires the wielder to have surpassed the realm of the merely human. It has the Stamp Upward skill attached, but you can swap it out for any of your Ashes of War. The next colossal sword is the Godslayer's Great Sword. You'll have to make your way to the Divine Tower of Caelid to claim it. The tower itself can be a pain to navigate, and requires some platforming skills to get inside. So use the giant tree roots that surround it to help you. Once inside, you need to head to the very bottom. From the basement grace site here, it is a short walk to the boss room. We will have to kill the Godskin Apostle boss to gain access to the chest in the next room containing the weapon. Stats required are 20 strength, 22 dexterity, and 20 faith. It cannot be infused with a custom Ash of War, as it has its own dedicated skill, the Queen's Black Flame, which takes 15 FP to use. Next up we have the Troll's Golden Sword, which you can find in the Atlas Plateau. It's near the Erd Tree Grazing Hill Grey site, inside a carriage at the center of a small camp. There are plenty of enemies patrolling in and around here, so you'll have to be quick to grab it unscathed. It comes with the same skill as the other Troll Colossal Sword, Troll's Roar, which cannot be changed. Strength requirements are 29 and dexterity needed is 10. The sword was given to the giants who fought for the Erd Tree during the war against the giants long ago. Here we have the Ruin's Great Sword, so called because it was originally rubble from a ruin that fell from the sky and was turned into a weapon. A meteorite struck the ruin and infused its destructive powers into the weapon itself. You can obtain it by beating the dual bosses of the Crucible Knight and the Misbegotten Warrior that appear in Redmane Castle Plaza. You can take these on any time from the start of the game by infiltrating the castle, which won't be an easy task if you're low level, but you can wait until you come to Redmane and defeat Star Scourge Radan as part of the story to trigger it. After beating Radan, follow my guide to do so. Just speak to the NPC on the throne and return after your next grace visit to make the foggy door appear. You can see the meteoric power within its skill, the Wave of Destruction, which when used sends a shockwave of destructive power at your foes. The weapon requires a mighty 50 strength to wield, along with 16 intelligence. It also has B scaling and strength, which is the best in this list. Next is the Zwei Hender, which can easily be acquired. You can buy it from the isolated merchant in the west of the Weeping Peninsula for 3,500 runes. The description explains that it's just about the largest sword a mere man is capable of swinging. The long blade is heavy and sharp, sending foes reeling back with its broader strokes, while also capable of a devastating piercing thrust. Sounds like me in the sack. It comes with an upward cut stamp skill, which you can change if you prefer to use something else. It only requires 19 strength and 11 dexterity to use, which you would think would be a lot higher considering the description claims it's the largest sword that a man can swing. The next colossal sword is Malakas' Black Blade, which you can get by trading the remembrance of the Black Blade with Enya at the Round Table Hold after killing Malakas himself in the crumbling Farum Azula. It's a beast of a weapon taken from a beast itself. Its scaling is surprisingly low with D in strength and E in dexterity for its base stats. And it will require 34 strength, 12 dexterity and 20 faith to use properly. The Destined Death's unique weapon skill that it has is a sight to behold, costing 40 FP per use. Next up we have the Watchdog's Greatsword, which can be found in the Giant's Mountain Catacombs dungeon. You can find the dungeon east of the Zamor Ruins grave site. You'll have to kill the Watchdog at the end of the dungeon, and it can be hard work getting there, never mind slaying the beast. Follow the secret path shown to get to the bottom of the dungeon, and beware of the traps blasting you with frost. If you get frostbitten, you'll potentially be finished. The weapon requires 30 strength and 10 dexterity, and it can be upgraded to S scaling in strength. There's not a guaranteed drop from the Watchdog enemy at the end of the dungeon, so you'll have to decide if it's really worth your time before trying to get it. The sword used to be decorated with the Watchman's Eye, but the pupil was taken by grave robbers and is now hollow, leaving the sword a mere lump of stone. It comes with the Stamp Upward Cut skill, the same as most of the non-legendary weapons in this list, so you'll probably want to swap it out for something else. And lastly we have the Star Scourge Greatsword, which is obtained by killing Star Scourge Radan and taking the remembrance item you get when killing him to Enya at the Round Table Hold. It requires 38 strength, 12 dexterity, and 15 intelligence to wield effectively. The curved blades are made from black steel and are decorated with a lion mane motif. It is said that Radan engraved the gravity crest upon the blades himself, but he won't be engraving anything ever again, thanks to you. It comes with its own unique weapon skill, the Star Caller Cry, which will pull your enemies towards you with a gravitational wave and leave them open to a follow-up attack. Subscribe and click the bell icon for more boss guides and a plethora of other Elden Ring content. Damn you, human! Damn you for coming here to this castle so sacred. Fucking nut job, train this thing. Woo! Good one, bird! Got me! The most trained power bird ever.